Alright, so it's been about a week since the Game Awards, right? And you might ask, why do you feel like making a video on the Game Awards a week after it already happened? And I just figured I might as well, I want to talk about, what won what awards, and by what awards I mean specifically Game of the Year, because I don't care about anything else. I am pissed that Sparking Zero got snubbed for Best Fighting Game. I'm pissed about that. Tekken, fuck you. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about Game of the Year. Also, I may or may not have forgotten to make a predictions video like I did the last 2 years, so. First up, Balatro, Balatro. I got nothing. Next up, Metaphor, Fantasio. I got nothing. Next, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Now I actually do have something to say about this one. See, it's funny. I honestly thought it had a good standing, it's a Final Fantasy game. So, all you really gotta think about is the fact that it's a Final Fantasy game, and that should already put it pretty fucking high up in the running for Game of the Year, And it is a pretty popular game. However, I didn't actually see that much on the game outside of the usual Final Fantasy people, so, I guess it just didn't make that big enough of a splash. Next, Black Myth Wukong. Honestly, this is the game I expected to win Game of the Year. You might call me silly for that, you might say that's ridiculous, but me personally, just in the gaming circles I've been in and I've seen, this game was pretty fucking popular. This game was pretty popular, pretty good even. I wouldn't know because I haven't played it. My brother has though. My brother has played it. A lot of people I know have played it. From what I can tell, it's a really fucking good game. It has a lot of hype behind it, even still now to this day. And I'm shocked that it didn't win. Because that's personally what I voted for. I honestly thought that was gonna win. Of all the options chosen, of all the candidates that were chosen for Game of the Year this year, I thought that Black Myth Wukong was a shoo-in. But, next up, we have Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. Why the fuck was this even here? Why was this even in the running for Game of the Year? It's not a video game. It's a DLC. And you know what DLC stands for? Downloadable content. That literally means it's an expansion to a game that already exists. And it's not like Elden Ring came out this year, in 2024, it came out 2 years ago. Hell, it was in the first ever Game of the Year video I even made. If it's an expansion to something that already exists, and not its own separate game, then why is it eligible to be Game of the Year? If we were talking about, I don't know, best DLC, made that a new award to give out, then maybe we could have a conversation here. There's a conversation to be had about what is the best DLC, or at least have people vote on it. Best DLC, best expansion, best add-ons, whatever, all of that, boom. But no, instead you wanted to put a DLC in the running for Game of the Year, and there were people that legitimately expected it to win too. And you want to know why? Because it's Elden Ring. That's why. That's the only reason it would have won, because it's fucking Elden Ring. I saw somebody say it should have won on Twitter. Why should it have won? Who fucking knows? Dude tried to say, oh, well, if it was its own game, then yeah, it would have won. Well, no shit, it would have won if it was its own game. That's kind of the whole fucking problem. It's not its own game. It's an add-on to a game that already fucking exists. Why is it here? But last, and certainly not least, Astrobot. Whoo boy. Now, Astrobot, I cannot say that I have played this game. However, Astro's Playroom, the launch title with the PS5, the free game, that game I have played. And to give you an idea of how much I enjoyed that game, I platinumed the game. Yeah, I platinumed the game. Every single trophy, did everything in that game, and got the platinum trophy. That's how much I enjoyed it. So I can only reasonably assume that Astrobot is just more of that. And if I'm being honest, that sounds right up my alley. Now, with that being said, even though I do believe that it is a very enjoyable game. Again, I cannot say for certain because I haven't played it. I was not expecting it to win Game of the Year. Not even close. I genuinely thought Astrobot was going to be like 3rd in the running. Maybe 4th, behind like Wukong, behind Shadow of the Erdtree, hell, maybe even behind Final Fantasy. But no, the fucking underdogs took over and won. And you know what? I am pleasantly surprised. Pleasantly surprised. There are plenty of people that are like rigged mascot of the year or fucking company of the year or some shit like that. I'm like, damn, bro. It's like, I can't even say nothing because it's like, this is kind of how I was feeling last year when Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year. I mean, I wasn't calling it rigged or anything like that, but, you know, I was very disappointed in that showing. I will not lie. Was I one of the people that wanted Spider-Man 2 to win? Yes, absolutely. And so I was very disappointed that a game that I literally never heard of. Before the Game Awards, I had never heard of it. Literally. Before it had shown up as a nominee for Game of the Year, I had literally never heard of it before. So I was pretty disappointed that it won over a game that I actually liked. But hey, you win some, you lose some. Back to Astrobot. This game seems like a very good time. And with that being the case, it seems that enough people thought that to nominate it for Game of the Year. And you know what? More power to you, Astrobot. Jeff Keighley, you are an evil, evil man for putting a fucking DLC in the running for Game of the Year. And I know that you were the person that did it. I know you were. You can't fool me, Jeff. But yeah, that's all I have to say on my Game of the Year recap video. I promise I'll get on it next year. You know, assuming I'm still alive by then. I will actually make my supposedly yearly prediction video. Game of the Year 2025. What will it be? I don't fucking know. We'll see around this time next year. You guys have a nice day.